Alrighty, want to give a little follow-up video on the smoothing the Lionel fastrack. A couple more things you can do after a little research is you can take, this is a wooden dowel rod, I don't know, looks like it's about maybe a half inch, whatever, and a hammer. And if you got like a high spot somewhere, find the high spot. And what I did was I took and put the edge of this right when I first felt it, where the rounded part would get on it, and just gave it a little whack with a hammer. And the wood won't hurt the rail or dent it or bend it or nothing, but it'll sometimes knock that base back down in there, knock the rail back into the base. Okay, well, that's okay, but like I said before, when you go around pushing on these and popping them down, if you can push them down, and at some point they're going to pop back up. So you could do that like I was talking about, and go ahead and put a screw like this one here is pulling down on the edge of this to pull this rail down a little bit here. Now I can come up here if I need to, but this seemed to work for that. That's another way. But I would go ahead on the ones that are really bad, popped up high, put a screw in here and do it back like I was showing. And I was talking about before using sandpaper. So I went down to Home Depot and I found these blocks, which are very handy. This is the 3M fine grade. That's the finest one they had. They do have other brands. And basically you take the block, and the way I've been doing this is what I've used. Obviously you can see I take it and over all three joints, just put it on top and use both hands on it, use both hands, and just give it a good hard push it down, because what will happen is the rails will form into this sponge, and it'll really get that sandpaper wrapped around that rail really well. And then after you do that, you can run your hand along and just feel a tremendous difference. So what I do is I follow up with some alcohol on a cotton rag and wipe all that residue off that you just got through, you know, sanding like that, and you'll see it on the rag. But anyway, those two things seem to help a lot. See, I've still got one here. This is the original one I started with. It is still humped up here, so I'm going to have to resort to my old method of putting the screw in and pulling this rail down, because it's just massively hideous right here, which is my big disappointment with the freaking Lionel fastrack, with the expense of it all, having to do this stuff to begin with. But anyway, I just wanted to share those two things. Thomas, on this inside loop anyway, I've pretty much gotten most of the rough, what I call the really rough joints, smoothed out. And if you'll do this, you'll notice a big difference in the way it feels to your fingers. It really made a difference on mine anyway, and the smoothness. I've been watching them going around the curves, and you'll see them bump, you know, hit a joint that they don't like. You just go back and look at that joint and see what you can do, and eventually you'll get the kinks worked out of it. But anyhow, you try out those things. Like I said, I got these at Home Depot. They're really handy. You can get a hold of them and hold them. I've got a couple of extra ones because they'll probably wear out pretty fast. And they fit right on top of that rail, like I said, really well. And you just push down with both hands. I use both hands to really dig into it, and, you know, back and forth, and just feel of it. And you'll see the difference and feel the difference of how smooth that makes some of these joints. Really made a big difference on this. So anyway, that's all for now.